The Go Red for Women initiative is designed to create awareness through research and education. Traditionally, and still today, your best resource is your cardiologist.
It is important to know your family history. If you smoke, stop. Cigarette smoking can greatly increase the risk of coronary heart disease. Exercise, even walking 30 minutes a day, can greatly add to your life expectancy. Make an appointment to visit your doctor each year. Do it on your birthday. That way you won't forget.
The stories you are about to hear are true. Their experiences and their strength are what give us hope.
Back in November 2005, I just had a restless night. I just couldn't go to sleep. Wasn't in any pain, no shortness of breath, just couldn't sleep.
I never realized that I had heart problems until I actually had a heart attack.
My heart condition is an aortic stenosis, and I had 2 heart surgeries before I was 1 year old.
And during my 4th pregnancy, I ran into some problems with my heartbeat and had racing heart and skipping beat.
I was born with a heart condition.
I was born, and they found out that I was born with a heart defect. I had a hole in my heart.
So when that ambulance got to me, they diagnosed Miss Turner, it's not an asthma attack. You are originally having a heart attack. And I didn't believe it because that's the case. I done had a bunch of heart attacks.
Go Red for Women is the American Heart Association's national call for women, by women, to take charge of their health and live stronger, healthier lives. Cardiovascular disease takes the lives of more sisters, mothers, aunts, grandmothers, and girlfriends than the next 4 leading causes of death, including all cancers. Cardiovascular disease causes about a death a minute among females, or 500,000 a year. The red dress symbol is a reminder of the strength we have as women to collectively fight heart disease. Knowing your risk for heart disease, that's the first powerful life-saving step to a heart-healthy life. Over 35% of all deaths in Tennessee are a result of cardiovascular disease. More women than men are dying in the Memphis area and all across the state from cardiovascular disease. But by loving your heart, you can save it, because heart disease can be prevented.
Went to the hospital, had a treadmill. It was fine. And they said, let's go ahead and establish a baseline and do a heart cath. And they really didn't think they were going to find anything. But as the dye was going up into the heart valves and the different arteries, I could tell by the look on the cardiologist's face he didn't like what he saw. And I had about 90% blockage in my left main artery, which is the most significant artery in your heart because it supplies all the blood to the rest of your body.
Right after she was born, she stayed a blue color. And that made me a little nervous, but the nurse was reassuring me. And so they took her to the NICU, and about 2 hours later, the neonatologist and the cardiologist, along with the nurse, came to our room and told us that she was diagnosed with transposition of the great arteries.
I started having respiratory problems as I got older. I started getting tired easily. I used to run track, and I had to stop running track because I couldn't breathe enough. Wasn't enough oxygen getting to my lungs, and therefore my heart would beat faster. And so when I turned 30, when I was 27, I had my son, and they told me then that my heart disease was getting kind of worse. And my son also was born with the same heart disease that I have. So at 40, I had my first heart attack.
When I was in the 7th grade and had my 6th surgery, before I went in, I was really scared. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen to me or how it was going to turn out. But when I woke up, I just remembered that it was over and that I was okay.
After I had my heart attack, I realized that I should not take anything for granted and treasure every single moment that I have with my family and my friends.
I had one question, and that one question was why? Why me? I asked God, I asked him, I said, why me, God? And it just, I started talking to my pastor. I believe in God, and I was asking, why me? And she said, well, it's a phase that everybody has to go through in their life, you know? Nobody is perfect.
I say, what is the one word that I could tell you that would, what is the one thing, the one word that I could tell you that would make you realize how important it is, because this disease is preventable. It is our #1 killer. So it is my job, my mission to be an advocate for the American Heart Association, because not most people make it to where I have.
And right after that, it's just like my whole life flashed for me, because Dr. Shelley came in. He said, even though we fix you, you still only have 12 years. I only got 12 years left. I said, well, what's gonna happen after that 12 years is up? He said, well, maybe we're gonna come up with something else, because they cannot take the stent out. Ain't no way they can take the stent out. He said, Brenda, you can't eat any greens. You can't eat any green peas. You can't eat any liver. You can't eat pork. I said, well, how I'm gonna live? We're gonna give you some brochures to show you what to do. So after I stayed in the hospital 3 weeks, and it hit me when he said, 12 years? I only got 12 years to live? 12 years, that's a long time. I put all that dying out of because I'm 44 now. I put all that out. I said, in 12 years, they're going to have something new. Better thought of something new. And I just left it at that.
When women learn to love their hearts, they can appreciate their health, their life, and their loved ones. The Love Your Heart gesture is about taking a moment for yourself and your life. It's an opportunity for women to connect with their hearts and realize the importance of taking care of it. Make a promise and love your heart.
Through the American Heart Association, I have learned that heart attacks are now the #1 killer of women, ahead of breast cancer and other major diseases, which I wasn't aware of. And I think that they're getting the word out to women to be more aware of this problem.
I have never met so many wonderful people like the people at the American Heart Association in my life. They have inspired me to do the things that I'm doing now, to talk to other people in the same predicament that I'm in.
I would tell other girls my age about heart disease. I would tell them, if there is something wrong with your heart, be mindful of it. Definitely be aware of your heart health, because it is extremely important.
I love my heart by doing exercise. My husband and I both have heart conditions, so we walk and we exercise. We do watch what we eat. We are very careful with our diet. We take our medications. We're very careful in terms of what might interact, and we just try to live a heart-healthy life.
Women in particular don't pay enough attention to their bodies. We have so many things that are, pains or aches or PMS and things of that nature that we may put to the side, that we have a little dizzy spell or that we have a bad headache that day. And I have urged my friends, especially at my age, I'm 33 now, and when I had my stroke, nobody thinks that stroke can happen to young people, but I'm the new face of what a stroke can be and how you can overcome it. So Go Red for Women just continues to educate you and tells you to pay attention to your bodies, and particularly do not ignore any symptom and just put it off to the side. No matter what it is, go to the doctor and have it checked out. It's better to be safe than sorry.
I'm very thankful to be a part of the American Heart Association and the Go Red for Women campaign. It's inspired many women and it's changed my life, and I'm sure it will change many other women's lives.
If there was one thing I could share with you today, is trust your instincts. Whether it be heart disease or anything else, if you feel something is not right with your body, you've got to follow through with it, because it could ultimately save your life.
I am a survivor.
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 The American Heart Association has invested over $1 billion in research during the past 10 years and more than $2 billion since 1949. It's donations like yours that are helping create healthier lives, free of cardiovascular disease and stroke. Support the American Heart Association today and help us save lives.